Hello there. It is Kitty Shambliss of Loving Without Boundaries. Happy Friday to you all. It is good to be here. And just if you are seeing us online, seeing this video online, and if you are seeking support, seeking community, we do have, if you are, this is who I can help. I help people who are struggling with jealousy and insecurity, shame and guilt, and the pain of past or particularly ongoing infidelity in the open relationship and sex positive space, who want to feel unstoppable, who want to heal the past, who want to fall back in love with themselves and again drop that shame and that guilt. That's who I can help. If you are looking for support in that space, I do have an online private community. It is on Facebook. If you do a search for healthy, open, loving without boundaries, healthy, open relationships, and lifestyle freedom, you can find our group there. I also have a podcast, which is 268 episodes strong, called Loving Without Boundaries. And we have been nominated for Women in Podcasting Awards. So their voting has begun. If you would like to vote for my podcast, Loving Without Boundaries, in the personal growth category. And you can also vote for whatever female woman podcaster that you want to support. If you really love their work, that's another place that you can go. So with that, let's talk about today's topic. So today's topic that I like to touch on is how to find a mentor, a coach, a professional for you to work with. This is a really important topic because a lot of times people come to me after they have tried traditional therapy, sometimes for years, sometimes for decades. Yes, that has happened. They've tried couples counseling. Sometimes in those spaces, they not only feel that they haven't really been getting the best help, like it's not really moving the needle, but sometimes they even feel worse, like there is something wrong with them, partly because a lot of those professionals, like to give you some statistics, about 50% of people often feel judged in those spaces. And that's partly because only 20% of professionals are trained in any way, shape, or form around consensual non-monogamy and polyamory to realize that this is a potentially very healthy way to live your life, to build your families, to build your marriages, to build your relationships. And most of them are not practicing themselves. So I really want to talk here about how to pick a coach, how to pick a mentor so that you are finding the best fit for you and to do that in the shortest amount of time. Because just to let you know, I started my mission back in December of 2012. And back then, there wasn't that many resources out there. There wasn't that many coaches out there. So I've been doing this a really long time. And there weren't many other coaches that specialized in this area. Now they're popping up all over the place. And the coaching industry is highly unregulated. And a lot of people don't have any credentials. You can just simply say that you're a coach. You can say you're a consultant without having the data, the facts to back that up. And at the end of the day, it's really about getting results. And the person's training really matters. How they show up in their own personal life, that really matters. And at the end of the day, it is getting outstanding results for your clients, for the people that you really say that you care about. And the sad truth is sometimes that's not really what's happening. So let's just talk about coaching in general. So there's two different sets of skill sets. Some coaches might understand some strategy, some tactics. They might be somewhat of an educator. And some other coaches might understand a little bit about psychology or mindset. It's pretty rare to find coaches that have both or have that at a mastery level. And then there is also not many coaches out there that also have a structure and a proven system to help you get to where you want to go, close the gap from where you are now to where you want to be with a proven step-by-step process. That's what I take my clients through, that I've been perfecting for the last decade. And at the end of the day, again, it's all about getting to the outcome that folks want. So let's just look at some of the questions that you can ask. So number one, you can, when you're interviewing somebody, get the answer to, have they created the outcome that you want for themselves? Yes or no? In my space, that is being in healthy, happy, consensually non monogamous relationships. So, have they done it for themselves? Number two, have they been able to guide other people to that outcome? Yes or no? That's really important. What is their track record? How many people have they served? And I'll touch on this in a moment. Then the third question is, have they done this for a long period of time, both in their personal life, but also with their profession, with their training? Have they done that for a long period of time? So I'll just explain you a little bit about my background to as a comparison. Okay. So, have I done this for myself? So, I have been with my husband, where it's going to be 22 years since we met on July 4th this year, and we will have our 19th wedding anniversary this fall. And I have had other long-standing relationships, one relationship for about 4 or 5 years in the beginning, and then also another relationship. This would be our 10th year. So these are not, fly by night, just a few months, anything like that. These are long-term relationships. And then have I done it for other people? So I've been doing coaching for over a decade now, and I have served over 350 people, whether that's individuals, whether that's couples, whether that's triads. That's a lot of people. That's amazing. And it's an absolute honor and a privilege to be able to serve these folks out of the shame and guilt, out of the anxiety and the jealousy and the security, to give them the tools to be able to navigate that. And then I've been doing this for a long time. You know how long I've been doing it in my personal life, over 20 years. I've identified as polyamorous for probably about 15 of those 20 years, and had multiple partners through that transition. And then in terms of the coaching, I have been doing the live coaching for about a decade. I started reading my first self-help book at age 7. I'm about to turn 56. So wow, that's like almost 49 years. I've been studying relationships ever since I was a child, and of course, amped that up as an adult. It's been something that's always fascinated with me. So, and then the fourth thing here is, does that coach, does that mentor, do they actually care about you? Do they care about your results, your heart, your well-being? Because it can feel sometimes very transactional. I've hired coaches where it felt that way. I felt like I was just a number. It felt icky. It felt gross. And I've paid the price for that. So you want to work with a coach that is interested in your personal transformation, because that's what this is about. It's an internal transformation. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes work. It's not like there's this magic wand that any professional is going to just wave over you and then all of a sudden everything's going to be better. No, it's going to take work. It's going to take somebody guiding you step by step. I like to think of it as you're putting your arm around them and guiding them, reminding them that, hey, you can do this. I've got a whole framework and a pathway that I can give you to help you, but also you've got to do the work. So a great coach will get you connected to what is your why. Why is this important for you to change this? Why are you struggling? Are you ready? Are you sick and tired of the struggle? Are you sick and tired of the shame, the guilt, the jealousy, the anxiety, the staying up late at night, the arguing till all hours of the morning, the not knowing how to fix this? Are you exhausted, and are you sick and tired of that? And are you ready to do something about it? That's the people that I love to serve. So I love to serve people that are really committed and decisive to their own growth, who are coachable, who are ready to do whatever it takes, and who are resourceful, because this is going to take time. It is going to take effort. It's an investment in yourself, in your future, in your well-being, and it's an investment in your most cherished relationships. And some of those relationships are people you haven't even met yet. So you calling forth the best version of you is a really important part of this process as well. So let's talk about certifications for a moment. Like I said at the beginning of the call, sometimes people can just say that they're a coach without any training, without any formal training. So for me, once I realized this is what I wanted to do, I wanted to make sure I got really solid training. So I have been trained through what's called IPEC, the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching. It is a rigorous process. It's for about a year and a half. You work with mentors, you show up at live events, you do peer practicing with coaching. It's a very intensive process. You need a certain number of hours. And then eventually, I also got certified through the ICF, which is um, the International Coaching Federation, which is one of the only regulated places that you can get a certified international letters that you can put at the end of your name. So let's think about this for a second. There are over 71,000 coaches in the world. And as of a couple years ago, um, there's about 50,000 that are members of the ICF. And out of that, about 42,000 in the entire world are ICF certified. And there are 3 levels. Okay. I'm at the top mastery level. So the first level is ACC. So to break this down for you, that stands for Associate Certified Coach. That only requires 100 hours of coaching. That's it. Then the next level up is PCC. That stands for Professional Certified Coach. That only requires 500 hours. And you also have to go through a test and all of that and work with a mentor. And then at the top level is MCC. That stands for Master Certified Coach. And just to break that down, about 56% of those in the ICF are at the ACC level. Then a smaller number, 40%, are at the PCC level, and only 4%, just the number 4, are at the top mastery level. And last I checked, that was about 1,075 coaches in the entire world. That's crazy, right? So as far as I know, and I'm always welcome for somebody to correct me on this, as far as I know, I am the only master level ICF certified coach that is in this particular field of expertise of helping people live their most authentic life in consensual non-monogamy, coloring outside of the lines of heteronormative monogamy. So that's serving folks in not only the LGBTQ plus field, but also folks who are possibly looking to identify as polyamorous or relationship anarchist or open relationship or monogamish, right? I'm helping those folks. And sometimes I'm helping couples where one person leans more towards polyamory and the other one leans more towards monogamy, and they're trying their best to find a pathway forward. So that means that I'm in 1/10 of 1% to be a master level coach at that level. And it, like I said at the beginning, it is an absolute joy and an honor to be able to serve this community at such a high level. I'll tell you a quick story. I did a coaching session this week with somebody we've been working together for about 3 weeks, and he was struggling to do the work and struggling to remember why he was here. And we had a one-on-one coaching session, and about midway into our call, I just really held the space for him. I really saw the trauma that he'd been through as a child and how much that had really hurt his own self-image in terms of how he could show up as the best version of himself today. And I've also taken the steps to become a trauma-informed coach so that I'm trauma sensitive, because I hate to say this, but a lot of the folks that come to work with me do have trauma from the past, sometimes sexual trauma from their childhood. And so I need to be informed to know how to hold this space for them in a really powerful way. And again, it is an honor to be able to do so. So we had a huge breakthrough about 30 minutes into our call. He really felt incredibly seen. He was able to release so much guilt and shame about what had happened to him in his youth, because it was not his fault, right? It was not his fault what happened. And so it's really important to know that it takes a certain skill level. It takes a certain heart set, a certain mindset to be able to help clients have those incredible breakthroughs, to break through any shame or guilt or blocks or obstacles that have been in their way. It's a nuance, and it is a gift, and it is a gift and a skill set that I've been working on diligently because I care. And so I've been doing this a really long time. I have the formal education and the certifications from being master level certified through the ICF, trauma informed and certified. That's the TIC, Trauma Informed Coach. That's at the end of my name. And this is the work that I was put on the world to do. I'm super passionate about it. I've lived this life for 2 decades now. I've suffered through depression as I went through my own midlife crisis until I realized I was polyamorous. I've navigated my own jealousy and insecurities, shed my own shame and guilt from being a recovering Catholic. So know that I've also been speaking around the country, giving workshops for many, many years. I've given keynotes because I am so passionate about this work. I am coming at it from a congruent place in my heart, and it is an honor to serve people so that there is less fear and anxiety, more joy and connection, because that's what we all want, and better results in your most cherished relationships. So that's me. I'm Kitty Chambliss, and I am here to serve this community that I love, which is called Loving Without Boundaries. So, as I said at the beginning, if you are looking for a community, you can come join us on Facebook. If you do a search for Loving Without Boundaries, Healthy Open Relationships, and Lifestyle Freedom. You can also follow my podcast, Loving Without Boundaries. You can cast your vote for your favorite women who are in the podcasting space, and we advertise that on our different social media platforms. We also do local meetups now. So if you go on my website, you join our mailing list and get on our newsletter, you can be updated of all the work that we're putting out there. We have lots of free resources, and we're also doing quarterly meetups right here in the Alexandria, Virginia area, which is where I live. So know that I plan to do this as long as I possibly can, and I am here to serve this community with a lot of love and a lot of heart. So if you are looking for some assistance, you can go to my website and you can go ahead and do some more research if you would like to. But you also can go ahead and if you want to get the help, if you want to have a conversation about what that coaching process looks like, that structured, proven step-by-step roadmap that I was referring to earlier, you can go right to this link, lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. That takes you right into my calendar. You'll see some time slots that you can simply pick one that works for you. There will be a short intake form for you to fill out that helps me get a little bit of context for our conversation so I get to know you a little bit better before we jump on that call. And then at that time, we'll get on that call. We'll simply have an honest, transformative, beautiful conversation where I get to the heart of the matter of what you are really struggling with. And then we'll put our heads together and see if now is the right time for you to put the pedal to the metal and get to work. And if we're not a fit or it's not the right time, that's okay. I will do my best to steer you in the best direction for you so that you do get a lot of clarity and value from that valuable time that we spend together. So with that, again, that link is lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. If you would like to book a call to see if we are a fit and if now is the right time to get that help so that you can live your most authentic, passionate life, get the clarity that you need, because sometimes people don't know if that's the right path for them, where they fall on these identity scales. And that's some of the clarity that you can get by doing this beautiful work together. So with that, I will sign off here and say happy Friday to you. I hope you have a beautiful weekend and take care for now.